Okay, this is the Mitsubishi TRITON. Generally, to get the cameras out, the first thing I do is I mark the camera. So you're marking it facing the glass, like so. That's the first thing you do. So once you've done that, I generally pop the top glass. Now the top glass should come out quite easily enough. Just get yourself a flat-ended screwdriver and pop it behind the glass, and you should be able to just pop it up like so. So that should just come off, and it just basically clips on to the actuator. So that's quite simple. That just to make your life easier, maybe take out the plugs for the heaters just so that you have more flexibility. Okay, so we've taken the heater plugs out to make it easy for it, and now we're just taking the blind spot plug out. Just put a screwdriver in there and pop it out so your glass is separate. Now you've got more room to work with. Next thing I do is I take these two screws out here. One. Two. Okay. Now we have to take this cover off here, and how I do that is I use a small flat-ended screwdriver, and I pop it in there, in that bottom edge there where the indicator is, and just pop it in there. And you can use a plastic tool like so, just to go in there like that and lift up that casing. There we go, and it just should pop off. Okay, so that's off. Gives you access to the camera. So we need to get to that camera plug, and okay, so we just need to pop off that camera plug, pop that flat-ended screwdriver in there, and just lift that tab up and pull the camera plug out. And okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to pop off this bottom cover where the camera is sitting. And there we go. It should pop off. That separates. Okay, there you go. That should just pop off. So that sits like that. Okay, so that sits around there. It should just pop off like that. So next thing we need to do is take those two screws out from the camera bracket, like so. That gives us access to the camera. So that separates. And next thing we need to do is take this bracket off. Just use a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and take those two small screws out there, like so. Okay, now we take that bracket off. That can go back into this frame here with those two screws. Okay, so next we have is our ClearView bracket, which goes onto our camera, our mirror, and you place that by facing that white mark opposite from those there. So you're facing it opposite from those, yeah? And once we've done that, we then put our bracket screws in. So you can see it's marked there, facing this way, away from those two. And it should look something like that. Okay, So we need to put 2 screws in here to hold that bracket in, like so.
You can see your feet in the photo of them.
I use an electric screwdriver, but you can use it by hand if you like. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2. Just slowly. Okay, so it's nice and taut. That will have to be adjusted later on. So we've got it looking like that, where that white mark is facing this way. That is in, and these 2 little screws from the original camera can go in here, just to hold that together. Okay, we've got 1. Okay, and number 2. So these are from the original camera bracket from the OEM mirror, putting in here in our bracket, the ClearView bracket. Okay, and that's basically it. And that can just be plugged into the ClearView mirror.